Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there? Or struggled to recall someone's name, even though you just met them? Maybe you're reading a sentence, and by the time you reach the end, you've already forgotten the beginning. If any of this sounds familiar, I need you to stop what you're doing right now. Because the truth is, it's not always aging. Sometimes, it's the food on your plate. Yes, certain foods you're eating, maybe even daily, could be silently destroying your brain. And if you're over 50, the effects are even more dangerous. Today, I'm going to reveal the 3 foods that science has linked to memory loss, brain shrinkage, and even dementia. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid and how to protect your memory for years to come. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm a brain doctor, health researcher, and senior wellness educator with over 20 years of experience helping adults protect their minds as they age. On this channel, Feel Fresh 360, we bring you real, science-backed advice to help you live stronger, longer, and sharper. So if you care about your health, not just surviving, but truly thriving in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, tap that red subscribe button now and hit the bell so you never miss a video that could literally save your life. Your brain is your greatest asset. Let's protect it together. The shocking truth. It's not just age. Most people think memory loss is just part of aging, but that's a dangerous myth. Yes, some changes are natural with age, but memory decline is not inevitable. In fact, research now shows that up to 70% of memory problems in seniors are preventable. Let that sink in. Preventable. And the biggest culprit? Not just stress, not genetics, not even aging, but the foods we eat every single day. That's right. Some of the most common items in your kitchen might be damaging your neurons, slowing down communication in your brain, and increasing your risk of Alzheimer's disease by up to 89%. Let's break it down, starting with the most dangerous offender. 1. White bread, pastries, and processed carbs. Ah yes, that innocent-looking morning toast, the muffin with your coffee, or the white rice at dinner. They seem harmless, even comforting. But these refined carbohydrates are among the worst enemies of your memory. Here's why. The science. Refined carbs are stripped of fiber, protein, and nutrients. When you eat them, your body digests them very quickly, causing a sharp spike in blood sugar. Every spike in sugar floods your brain with inflammation. And what does inflammation do? It damages neurons, disrupts synapses, the connections that help you recall information. And long-term, it shrinks the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory. What research says? A 2018 study published in Neurology found that people who consumed a high glycemic diet, meaning lots of refined carbs, had higher risks of cognitive decline and memory problems. And a 2020 study out of Australia showed that older adults who ate the most white bread, white rice, and sugary cereals performed 44% worse on memory tests. The silent damage. Here's what's scary. The damage is slow, silent, and often dismissed as just getting older. But inside your brain, these carbs are triggering oxidative stress, reducing brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein essential for learning and memory, making your brain slower, duller, and eventually forgetful. What to do instead? Swap white bread and processed carbs for whole grain breads. Look for 100% whole wheat, steel-cut oats, quinoa, barley, and brown rice, sweet potatoes instead of fries or white rice. These options stabilize blood sugar. Feed your brain with Phi. Let's take a deep breath and really reflect. How many of these processed carbs are sneaking into your meals every day? Maybe you thought they were harmless, but now you know they're not just making you sluggish. They're silently damaging the very part of you that holds your memories. And if that concerns you, good. That means you care. It means you're ready to protect your brain. Let's move on to the next food. Hashtag processed meats. Bacon, sausage, ham, deli cuts. They're quick, easy, high in protein, but processed meats are among the most toxic foods for your brain. Here's why. The science. Processed meats contain nitrates and nitrites, preservatives used to extend shelf life and color. When you eat them, those compounds form nitrosamines in your body. And nitrosamines have been directly linked to brain cell death, plaque formation, a hallmark of Alzheimer's, and a higher risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Brain shrinkage and dementia risk. In one large study from the British Medical Journal, researchers tracked the eating habits of over 500,000 people. Those who regularly consumed processed meats had 44% higher risk of dementia, especially men over 50. Other research links these meats to slower recall, difficulty concentrating, mood changes, and even early onset memory loss. Think about this: that ham sandwich, the breakfast sausage, the bacon on your burger. They're not just clogging your arteries. They're slowly chipping away at your memory. What to eat instead? Choose fresh, lean proteins like wild-caught fish, especially salmon and sardines, organic chicken or turkey, eggs, plant proteins like lentils, chickpeas, and tofu. These provide omega-3s, vitamin B12, and amino acids your brain thrives on. Let me ask you something, sincerely. Is that processed ham worth your memories of your grandchildren's faces? Is that bacon worth forgetting your favorite song or your own birthday? It sounds dramatic, but memory loss is real, and it starts with what we put in our mouths. You deserve better than slow brain decay. Let's fight it one meal at a time. Now, on to the third and final food. Number 3. Artificial sweeteners, especially aspartame. This one shocks most people. You think you're being healthy. You skip the sugar and opt for sugar-free. Diet soda, sugar-free gum, low-calorie snacks, protein bars. But here's the truth. Artificial sweeteners can be worse than sugar when it comes to brain health, especially aspartame. For science, aspartame breaks down into several toxic byproducts, including methanol, phenylalanine, and aspartic acid. These chemicals are known neurotoxins. They interfere with neurotransmitters, alter brain chemistry, and have been linked to headaches, mood disorders, and memory loss. Research findings. In a 2017 study, people who consumed just one diet soda a day were nearly 3 times more likely to develop dementia or stroke. Another study found that long-term aspartame exposure reduced memory retention and caused oxidative stress in the hippocampus of older adults. That means even if you feel fine now, the damage could be accumulating. The silent poison. Companies call it smart dieting, but the truth is, it's smart marketing. These sugar-free products may be free of calories, but they are not free of consequences. What to use instead? Ditch the chemical sweeteners and choose raw honey in moderation, stevia, natural from a plant, monk fruit, or just learn to enjoy foods with less sweetness over time. Remember, your taste buds can adjust, but your brain, it can't regenerate so easily. Let me ask you something. Do you remember what it was like when your mind was sharp? When you could multitask, read a book and remember it, tell a story without forgetting a name? You still can, but only if you start protecting your brain now. Every decision you make, every bite, sends a signal to either preserve your memory or speed up its decline. Which path will you choose? If this video helped you realize even one mistake, even one food you need to rethink, then please subscribe to this channel right now. Not for me, but for you, for your loved ones, for the memories that deserve to stay alive in your heart and your mind. Here at Feel Fresh 360, we're building a community of stronger, wiser, sharper seniors, and I want you to be part of it. Hit that red subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Which of these 3 foods surprised you most? And most importantly, share this video with a friend over 50. You never know whose memory you can save. To recap, the 3 foods that destroy memory after 50 are these: white bread, refined carbs, sugary cereals, processed meats like bacon and deli ham, artificial sweeteners, especially aspartame. The good news? You can start healing your brain today. Swap the bad, add the good. And stay tuned, because in the next video, I'll share the top 5 brain-boosting foods every senior should eat daily. Until then, stay sharp, stay strong, and remember, your mind matters. Thanks for watching Feel Fresh 360.